BattleBit Remastered is kind of a weird game when you look at it. It's the first game from the 3 developers who made it. It took over 7 years to develop, and despite its remastered subtitle, it's the first game in the franchise. Yet I've now put over 24 hours into the game in the past week alone, and I can absolutely see why it sold 2 million copies since its beta release less than a month ago. But despite the game's remarkable success in its circumstances, it does have one fatal flaw, a flaw that, if remedied, I believe could put the future of the Battlefield franchise in jeopardy. See, the game is really fucking confusing. Battlefield has never been my first-person shooter of choice. I'm not saying that the Battlefield games are bad. I love Battlefield 1 and 4, but I just didn't get into them like I did with other FPS games. And even now, I always find myself not really interested in those games anymore. I'll install them, play them for a bit, then find them 2 months later just rotting on my hard drive. So when BattleBit started blowing up, I really didn't get overjoyed like I saw so many other people getting. I figured it was just another large-scale warfare game, but this time with graphics that looked like Roblox circa 2015.
Look, I know this game is fun and all, but man does it look like shit.
But after hearing about it again and again, I figured I should at least try it. And I did not like it. No, seriously, I didn't. In fact, I liked it so little that I ended up refunding the game after only about an hour of playing. So why? Why does this game have such great reviews despite my terrible first impression? Well, the problem is, when you first play the game, you know nothing. None of the controls, none of the concepts or modes, or even what you're supposed to be shooting at. But instead of teaching you all of this, the game just dumps you in without any tutorial. When you first boot the game, you agree to some EULAs and some TOSs like normal, there's a suspicious voice chat option, but then you're just in, and you can play whatever mode you want. So of course, like everyone else, I immediately went for the largest mode possible. But the reason I refunded the game wasn't because it isn't fun, but it's because I was entirely overwhelmed by everything when I played. It's like being dumped into the deep end of a pool as a kid and being expected to float. I would spawn into the match, not know what gun I was using or even how to change it because the loadout option is only in the game and not even on the main menu. I would start moving towards where everyone else was going because I figured that was the right way. I would shoot at an enemy, not knowing why I didn't hit them because bullet drop is apparently incredibly extreme in this game. And then I would get sniped by somebody in fucking Narnia who tracked me the moment I spawned in. Then I would struggle to even respawn because you can't spawn there, nope, can't spawn there, nope, not there either.
Okay, so I can spawn on you because you're not in combat. So oh, come on, not in combat, my ass.
It's just so frustrating because there's so much good stuff in this game, but it's locked behind an hour-long litmus test to see if you can even have the patience and determination to figure this game out. And yes, I understand that this game is in early access and there's bound to be issues, but to me this is inexcusable and it should have been remedied when the game first went public, especially since there already is a tutorial in the game, but A, it's incomplete and doesn't teach you enough, and B, there's no indication that the shooting range is the tutorial. This game should have lodged me straight into a tutorial world just like every other first-person shooter, or it at least should have given me some help messages on my first game. But it didn't do any of this, and that's the reason I refunded the game. But while not having a first-time tutorial is this game's big mistake, refunding was my big mistake. Because once you actually get into this game, once you actually get through the horrid proving ground of confusion, this game is absolutely phenomenal. After I refunded the game, I kept seeing more and more praise for it, and after watching multiple videos of this game and its voice chat, I ended up rebuying the game to see if I could actually get into it this time. And yes, I did rebuy this game because of its voice chat.
I need a medic, I got medical bills, you there.
Don't worry, JFK.
Holy shit, you're my dad.
No! I got you, dude! I got you, dude! Hold on!
But once I did get over the initial hurdle, and once I did actually start understanding the mechanics and game modes, that really opened my eyes for how amazing this game actually is. This game is just a blast to play, literally. But the main takeaway for me isn't that the game is good, it's that it's so good that it got me into a Battlefield-like game. I've tried so many large-scale warfare games recently, but none of them really had the full experience I was looking for. Except for this. I never thought that a Battlefield-like game would get me this enthralled, but here we are. It's everything I like about large-scale combat, the progression systems, the strategizing, the absurdity of combat, and the scale of it all. but it's got none of the bad parts that I see in so many other games. It's a simple game that does what it needs to do. And even for an early access game that only came out 3 or 4 weeks ago, it's very polished. I mean, it's still very clearly early access, and I had issues with texture pop-ins and weird performance issues on maps, but overall, the game feels really good to play, and it's got a lot of little details that make it clear that the developers really care about what they're doing here, such as how when you spawn on or get healed by a teammate, your character automatically goes prone if the teammate is, so you don't automatically get killed just because you got revived. And I know I sound like a broken record here, but this game just feels like a simple, finished game. There's no broken unreleased bullshit, no crazy weird gimmicks. It's a game that works and works well, and it's a great time because of it. Every match I played, no matter if I won it or lost it, it was fun.
Oh, let's go. Whew. I don't even care that I died. That was awesome.
And yes, I still have my complaints with the game. I mean, a major one is literally the hook of this video. But the success of this game proves that it's doing something right. Just look at the player counts. And for a game that's a quarter of the price of Battlefield 2042, I have over 8 times the amount of hours in it. People want quality games that work well on launch. They want something simple that they can just have fun in. And honestly, if this game adds its damn tutorial that it needs so much, it could end up being the replacement to some decade-old franchises.
Alright, we got this, boys. Let's go. Let's go, boys.
BattleBit is just an amazing game that I think works really well, so much so that I think that anybody who's ever played Battlefield in the past and enjoyed it should really give BattleBit a try, because at least for me, BattleBit is here to take its place, and Battlefield is just over for me. And speaking of being over for me, I think it's about time I take my leave. Thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe, or don't, and I'm gonna go hop on some more BattleBit and hopefully not get spawn killed by an elite sniper.